Hello everyone and welcome back to Steel Division 2. Today we're gonna get a glimpse, a tutorial of some sort of how to be good at your deployment. So you guys might know I do the maps. So I have a series where I talk about the maps, where you should deploy, what you should deploy, things like that. But let's say you want to do all this stuff on your own. You just want to get the basic because you're still new to all of this, and you just want to get a basic so you can develop your own style of deployment and still be good. So you've come to the right place. Now, what I'm going to teach you is how to build the deck with what you need, just a few basics to get you started, to make sure that you always capture the flag before your enemy or at the very least at the same time. So let's delve into my battle groups. I'm going to show them to you, and you're going to try to notice what they all, or pretty much all, have in common. So let's start with first DFL. Let's go into A phase. Now, what do we see in here that we're going to see in common with the others? Take a deep look. What do you see? First, because I'm not going to make you wait for 10,000 minutes, but first of all, you notice that we do have fast vehicles and they're recon. So light, fast recon vehicles are very important to deployment. You could even just take 4 of them, but I prefer to upvet them, but to each their own on that part. But fast vehicle, these guys goes at 90 kilometer an hour. Now that's awesome. But if you send a fast vehicle on himself by himself, he's probably gonna die quick. So what else do we have in here that you can notice? We have the FFI Partisan. They are using the traction here. The tractions are going at 115 kilometers an hour. They are the fastest vehicle in the game. So that's the reason why you have these guys. What do we notice here? Even in the artillery, you can find very fast vehicles. So you've got these guys going at 100 kilometers an hour. So of course you take them. Now let's go take a look at another deck, just so you get a good example on all type of decks. What do we see here? Well, first of all, we have recon vehicles. They are, well, these guys are pretty slow, but these guys are pretty fast. They're decently fast. 72 kilometers an hour. What else do you see? You see Ognomichiki. Flamers are coming with WLA. So motorcycles going at 100 kilometers an hour. What else do we see in here? We see the machine gun with the jeeps. These jeeps are going at 95 kilometers an hour. So I think you're already starting to get the sense of what's going on here. Every deck that you make has to get some fast troops, whether they be bazooka, whether they be well, that's a bad example. Whether they be flamers, machine gun, recon, 72 kilometers an hour. You need, for phase A, you need the fastest unit the division can deploy. Now you see here, this is the deployment battle group. So you can build your deck in thinking that you create haddock groups, groups that are made to deploy together. So if you look at the second guard tank corps, they have the OB-25 that coming in fast jeeps. They have the machine guns. They have the flamers. They have fast mortars. They have Panzerschrecks. So all of these dudes are gonna be the first one to be deployed, and they're gonna be your reconnaissance. So basically, every battle group, you want to have a reconnaissance haddock formation that you're going to use in your battles. So let's go take a look at what it's going to look like. in a game. So I'm going to take who do we see second guard. We're gonna go get these guys. Oh, actually, I'll show you 29th a bit later. That's gonna be more intermediate stuff. But for complete noobs, yeah, let's take second guard. Let's launch this battle. And you always want to do this. Like, no matter what your playstyle is, what you think works or doesn't work, you always want to do this. Like, never, never, ever skips on that. So you're going to start the game with your flamers. Always. Do not skip on that part. This is what you want to do. The flamers, they're not there to fight battles. They're there to capture flag early on the game. So right away, you're gonna put some flamers in here. Maybe one here. The reason is your enemy will do that. Your enemy will take the fastest troops available to him, and he will try to take your flag before you can. This is how every battle starts. The enemy will grab whatever he can, and whatever he can do it easily. This, he might go for there simply because it's easy for him with some fast troops to come in here and overwhelm you. That's the idea. You got to take the flag fast, and you've got to overwhelm with a lot of units. You could take it here, and it's hard for you to fight back here because there's one road. So unless you have a lot of CQC units, it's going to be hard for you to take it back. The enemy might want to take early position in these forests just to be extra annoying to you. This is how the enemy's going to be thinking. He's going to want to take away from you what he can in the first 2 minutes. So think hard about how you want to go with your deployment. You take these units, unload at position, and you go to the furthest flag you can with your own units. If you want to deploy defensive, that's fine. That's alright. This is a defensive deployment, okay, with these guys. And now you've got one in here. You're gonna come in here and take this red flag. That's gonna secure you the red flag. If you wanted to do an offensive deployment and try to be a pain in the ass for these guys over here, what you do is you bring more unit. So you bring now 3 of these guys. Press tab to select individually. But yeah, you're gonna take one of them. You're gonna deploy, you know, maybe here, just to say that you actually secured this flag. Then you're gonna press tab, select this guy. You're gonna deploy in the middle of the road right here. This is so that when the enemy comes over here with their AT rifle, with their own flamers, because trust me, that's what they're gonna do. With their own flamers, they're gonna run through them. So here you're gonna be deploying in the road because it's the fastest. If you deploy it over here, your motorcycle is gonna come over here. It's gonna go here. It's gonna go slower. Then it's gonna find just the right spot to unload beside the little tree, and by that time he's gonna be dead. So here in the middle of the road, and then you got a third one. You could bring that third one here. You could be very aggressive with the third one because there is a chance that the enemy just swings by you and then you get to swing by him, and then it creates a mess. But still, to escape that coming mess with the flamers that is undoubtedly going to happen, you get some other fast moving vehicles with oh, these guys are coming with half tracks. That's unfortunate. But I mean, it's a good thing, but not for this example. But anyway, so you take one machine gun, you take one HE support unit is always a must, and a fast one too. So the Germans, they got the IG-18, the Soviet, they got the OB-25, and then you want to get some AT gun as well. I like this history because it has 13 HE shells. And this is in the deployment phase. This is going to be very important to you because you want everything you can to be able to shoot at the infantry. So now we're gonna get the machine gun. Machine gun has 1000 range, so we're going to get it, you know, just over here in the middle of the road. So he's gonna get there. He's gonna be supporting your other fast units. And what else is going to support the machine gun? Well, these support units. Now, personally, with this deck, I take them with the half tracks because I just like it because it's extra support against infantry. It helps protect these weapons. But anyway, so OB25 has 1500 range, so you can put yourself a little further even, and you can allow yourself to put it on the side of the road like this, and then put the Zistri, you know, maybe over here. Sorry about that. You always want to make sure to unload at different stages of the map, because if you unload everything in this circle, like let's say you take this and you go and you do that, well, guess what is gonna happen? A single bomb, a single unit can suppress the whole of them. So if an enemy machine gun is shooting at you with an enemy HE shooting at you, and all your units are here, they're all going to get suppressed at the same time. So you want to go at different moment of the map. All right, let's take him. Always get closest to the road as you can. Speed is of capital importance. All right, so we've got these guys. We'll do it again. One's gonna go very aggressive. The second one's gonna go in the middle of the road. The third one is gonna go, you know, just to make sure over here. Then we take the machine gun. Don't put the machine gun like that beside these guys, because the Jeep is less fast than the motorcycle. So do a nice little line with them, and like this. Go from fastest to slowest. Machine gun is gonna go, it got 1k range, so let's just put it here. And then we're gonna put the half tracks like that. And don't forget, the further away you are, the better protected you are from enemy machine gun and stuff like that. Like, read what your opponent is playing. If he's playing with a German deck, well, you know his machine gun can shoot at 1200. So let's actually put that AT gun right here, protected in the forest. If there's an enemy machine gun over here, he cannot shoot at you. He's gonna be able to shoot at that line, which, by the way, there you go. We're gonna retreat this guy a little bit just to make sure. So that's a good aggressive deployment, and that served the purpose of capturing this flag. Then behind these guys, now you can put the big guns, and the big guns are gonna be there to arrive late. And once these guys died, maybe these two guys died, then there's this guy coming in, and he's going to reinforce. He's gonna be the hammer hitting the enemy. Anyway, all right, so this is done over here. Over here, we could be a little aggressive and go there like this, and a little bit defensive. I'm actually going to put my defense around here, like this. So because I don't want the machine gun to be within rifle range. Okay, so a rifle will shoot at 500 meters. You see the Mosin Nagant here, 500 meters. So you don't want that. You don't want them to be able to shoot at your machine gun. So over here, he's pretty safe from that. And, you know, maybe you want some extra protection. Now, rifle range, that's fine over here. So that's a pretty defensive overall deployment with an aggressive haddock, you know, like this guy's gonna be scouting around. Um, if the enemy has nothing here, you'll know because of this guy. The front line's gonna make a balloon, you know. Then we've got these two guys going defensive here. So this is another thing. You've decided that you wanted to capture this flag. This is where you're going to be aggressive. Always pick one area where you want to be aggressive and defend with the other areas. And you see now we've got 95 points left. But we've got our defense here. We've got our assault here. And we've got our defense here. Now, obviously, this is not enough. But we're going to take more cheap and fast units. So SG-43 is going to come here. This is going to be able to shoot there. It's going to be able to shoot here. So this overall is good. We don't have very much else. Oh, I don't have bazooka with this deck. Okay, well, we're going to take one of these recon vehicles. And I'm going to take the Tanko Desantniki for a starter. First, because it's a CQC unit. It has Molotov cocktail. Could be doing wonders in town. In a place like that, you know, like the enemy wants to attack the flag. They'll come over here. They'll be met by the Molotov cocktail. Plus, these guys come in with an AF-track. So the AF-track is going to be able to defend. And then we're going to get the support here, recon vehicle support. And don't forget that once the half-tracks unload here, maybe you want to move the half-track back, you know, at a fair distance. Maybe here would be good because it can shoot incoming infantry. Or maybe, you know, here. You just got to be careful because the enemy will deploy bazookas and things like that. So this is how you're good at every deployment. Don't go with some fancy stuff in the deployment. Your deployment is always defense, defense, attack. And with fast and cheap units and one big unit to, you know, really punch the blow into your offense. So we're going to see how it goes. Against the AI medium, probably going to be too easy. Now you see, the enemy has nothing here. You can see that because the front line. So, you know what? Let's reschedule this guy. Let's put him there. Now you see this the front line is far. So let's reschedule these guys over here. Let's take this guy over here. We can afford to do that. Oh, there you go. We're gonna unload. There you go. We're gonna go there, go there. You could use some smoke, but I know the machine gun is going to shoot at the enemy. Pause. Now, what I love from having my support unit with the half-track is that you can all attack together and you don't have to be scared of enemy infantry hiding because these guys are going to take care of it if there was enemy infantry hiding. This is just what I love. I know it's not meta, but I love to do that. Unfortunately, this SG-43 decided to unload here and then walk the rest. Sometime the enemy, the AI will do that. You gotta babysit it a bit better. Let's say we wanted to just, because there's no threat actually around here. So we're just gonna want to relocate. Oh, and there's an 88 here. So you know what? We're gonna go and attack that 88 like this. We're gonna need eyes, so you always need eyes on the ground if you want to see your unit. Infantry are the best for that, so you know, like, we've lost line of sight of the 88, so we're gonna bring back the Ognomachiki around here, and then he's gonna be able to see it. And then during the first few ticks of income, what you want to do is reinforce the areas where you didn't defend much. So, you know, we're going to bring one tanko around here. Over here, in a regular game, you would probably want to reinforce a little bit. So, you know, maybe a tanko here in this forest. That's going to stop any incoming attack. Now, in this scenario, we don't need it at all. The intelligent thing to do would be to push hard here and then get some machine guns with AT around here to capture this. So this is what we're actually going to do. Oh fuck. Alright, this 88 is more than dead. Now we're gonna take advantage that there's no enemy here, so you always want to take advantage of what your enemy is not defending. Now you see how the Zistri HE come in really useful? Bam, dead. There was just too much for the 88 to deal with, and these are really cheap. You know, they're not expensive compared to the 88. But everything is in the blob now. We're gonna back this guy up a little bit. There you go. So that's basically it. There's not much more else to it. You want the cheapest, you want the fastest. This is what's gonna help you win games, especially in the early games. And you want to trade better, but that's a little bit more complicated. And in the more intermediate deployment is one that I have with 29th Tank Corps. Now this one is a little bit dangerous, but I'll show you guys. Let's go into a solo. Let's go into a skirmish, and I'll take the 29. It's a little bit like that deck we've just saw from the Second Guard Tank Corps. I didn't expect half tracks in these because I usually don't do that with second. But the same map anyway. It works really well still. What I really like now, let's pick another map for you guys to show different examples. And so just skip ahead if you're watching this on YouTube, and you will be watching this on YouTube because that's the only place it will be. Boop. Well, boop. Well, boop. Fine. Press West. Small. 29. Let's go. Alright, so with this deck, I use a very special deployment. And this is the epitome of putting my own twist into a formula that works really well. So we've just seen the formula that works really well. Fast units. So let's put, like, I already know where I'll attack because I know these maps by heart. And I know my divisions. I'm not going to attack in the woods here, although I could, because I got Tanko Descent Nikki. But I'm not going to attack here. I'm not going to attack here, nor here. I'm going to attack here in the open. Why? Because I've got the IS-2. So that's a smart thing to do. Alright, so I'm going to put an Ognomachiki. I'm going to be very aggressive with him over here. And actually, I'm just gonna get boom and boom. So Tanko Desantniki for CQC. Razvedkas, because the enemies, they love to put recon vehicle in the forest. Light forest. Recon vehicle will do very well. Unless you got bazookas. So, alright, so we're gonna put one machine gun over here, And this is a tricky flag because all the enemy has to do is go here and get a few troops there, and he's going to capture your flag very easily. So I kinda, you know, unfortunately you have to waste resources into this area here, and so we'll put some CQC units, maybe with nah, it's starting to be a lot of points for somewhere we don't want to attack. Then we'll put another machine gun over here, and one anti-tank rifle infantry as a defense here. So now you might have noticed just how light we are, but we're already down a lot of points actually when you think about that. That's because of the aft track. So you know what, boom, boom, there you go. You've got to juggle a little bit. Let's just put a flamer here, and by juggling you also have to hope. So deployment can also be about a lot of luck. If the enemy only defends around here, then he'll never know all you've spent is 15 points on this old defense. He doesn't know that. He might think you've got many units. And yeah, let's remove the Tanko Desantniki here. Let's remove the Strelki DP. Alright, that's a little bit more acceptable. Now we want to attack here. This costs a lot of points, but I'm actually going to open with it. And this is very dangerous. You want to know who you're attacking with. First Lovas, they do have clusters, so that you would have to deploy some, at least one, you know. But these guys are 25 mil, so you would want 2 of these, but we don't have the income for that. I will wait until the second minute. The first income, I'm going to call in these 2 guys. And you got to remember to do that. Alright, so over here, what we're going to do is we're going to get a machine gun, a flamer, and hopefully we got enough here for this guy. Yes, alright, that's good. We're going to get the flamer very aggressive around here. We're going to do the same thing with the machine gun, but the machine gun will actually be in the cover of the forest like this. And these guys are going to be our bread and butter. Now they're all coming with either armored transport, but the rest is all half tracks. So this is going to be shock and awe. We're going to shock the enemy into submission with these half tracks. Oops. Let me just put this guy aside. Boom, like this. Alright, so we're going to take the Tanko Desantniki. We're going to try to unload here. Tanko Desantniki is going to come and attack these houses with his cocktail Molotov and PPSH. So, he's going to be coming here. We're not unloading here. We're not unloading there or there because the enemy will probably have a real human enemy. Will probably have AT rifles coming down here or machine guns and flamers of his own. So we're going to unload just a little bit behind, and we're going to try to get the aft track to come in here in support. But here probably has AT guns, so we're actually might come around here. There could be AT guns there or here. I mean, it's a chance, and you've got to take the chance. Zistri to support is gonna come over here. Always check with a line of sight, and over here is gonna be able to support this attack. And then this guy again is just gonna support the attack, and this guy is gonna come in. But actually, you know what? There's too much in here. We're gonna take these guys here, and we're gonna try to stop the flow of reinforcement with these dudes. So here, we're gonna put this guy there. We're gonna get them to move fast over here, so they use this road, and then we're going to unload here. So this is what I try to do with this deck. I use the half track for mobility, for suppression, for, you know, panicking the enemy. I bring in the big gun, the IS-2, and I bring some fast units to take care. And I try to use these guys on the flanks. So usually I would put one here, one here. Now we don't have enough points for that because we've had to defend here, but you know, we have to put something here. Let's launch the battle. Did I forget about this guy? I did. No problem. Just do the move fast order, and this guy's gonna come over here. This guy's gonna come over here because with his AT rifle, he's gonna protect the machine gun if there's a recon. And off map. Okay. Anyway, let's not forget that we have an IS-2, so we're gonna need some anti-air as a second tick. That's very weird. But it is the AI, right? Alright. This being the AI, he's going to retreat, but usually a normal human would not do that. Let's move forward the machine gun there. Oh, there we go. First tick. Let's bring some... And let's bring some reinforcement. Now, because you're so very light around here, you also need to bring reinforcement to your... to your deployment on the flanks. Or else the enemy will just... You know what? Like, there's nothing that's gonna hurt us here. Let's actually go like this. Let's actually, go like this. AT and support. Alright, let's bring this guy forward. Let's bring this guy over here. Bring some reinforcement. Always micromanage. And this is pretty much how you do it. Now there's absolutely nothing to hinder us. Let's be even more bold. And go like this. And then you just gotta call in more reinforcement. You gotta bring your bazookas. Let's bring some recon. There you go. Unload. And you know what? With this guy, we're gonna try to capture the enemy's reinforcement. Get some air to counter the enemy's air. Now you can see the enemy is pushing here. That's not a problem for us right now. Gotta be careful because he's got some Nimrod. We're gonna retreat right away. We might die, but he's in the forest, so he's not gonna... There you go. Now we've captured this. Let's relocate everything. No, actually, we'll keep this one there. And might as well just keep it there as well. Second take. And we're gonna stop now because, you know, this is against medium AI. But yeah, this is how... For me, this is an intermediate deployment because you know, you're very light on the flanks and you're going very strong with the support units, and these takes a lot of micros, so that's the thing. And I like to use the half tracks on my support unit for all the reasons I've mentioned already. Relocation, infantry support, you know, like anti-infantry support towards the AT guns. I think they work just well. And this is it. Well, I hope this is all going to help you out for deployment. Obviously, this is not for good players already, so you've wasted your time if you watch that. But I'll make it clear in the description, in the title. Hope it helps you guys out starting to win the opening engagement. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.